morning, everybody. I had a really hard time trying to sleep last night. The minute that I was comfortable enough to actually go to sleep, a conversation arose between my boyfriend and myself, and there was a lot of things said, and I'm pretty sure by that time he was already had a few, and he came out with his honest statement of that he was going to break up with me a few days ago. So I paused and I hesitated, and instead of jumping the gun and just reacting like I normally would, I just waited and tried to express myself in an understanding manner. Because when it comes to breakups and ending things, it's a very sensitive issue. It's a very sensitive topic. So for me, I know to tread carefully, especially when I know that I'm on the verge of losing what I feel in my heart is the greatest thing in the world to me. And, the person I'm with, he's my everything, and I can't say that enough. And there are moments I feel that he's being dragged in different directions, and he's losing sight of what actually is solid. And I'm saying I'm not a perfect person. I have my flaws, I have my moments, I have my insecurities like any normal person. And I try to talk and process through all that. And, like I expressed yesterday in that nighttime video, that I lost a good friend, and then I lost another good friend. So, like, all my advisor guru people, they're not available anymore. And I don't think there is an actual phone that could, just call up there to have answers or anything like that. So, anytime I was having a moment, I would just turn to this one person, and they always had something astounding to express, and they always had something, to help me see from a different perspective. And I really was grateful to him for that, and I was really appreciative. And that person helped me get through a lot this past year. And as far as my relationship with Michael, and I'm a type of person that likes the honesty. I really do. I prefer blunt honesty, and not this whole messing around with my head, giving me tad bits of pieces of the truth. I like it as it is. So when my boyfriend was comfortable enough to drop the fact that he was about to break up with me, I took a step back and realized, okay, there's obviously something that I'm doing wrong in our relationship. Now, I tend to go into this fight or flight mode where if I know I'm about to lose something, I will fight like tooth and nail to try and keep it, but in reality that just makes things worse. So I'm trying to find a balance within myself on that, but I honestly feel like it's the circumstances that are surrounding as to why I'm going through these really hard times right now. And it's to be expected, because death takes from the living as well as taking the dead. And it does take a lot from somebody as far as mentally, emotionally, just all of that stuff that comes in when you lose someone that you were close to and you cared about a lot. So it's when we're probably the most vulnerable and we're trying to reach out, and things that we're reaching out aren't always the greatest things to help us process. And so it's hard. It really is. And I really haven't had time to sit here and process and grieve, because I've been so focused on being there for others, and sometimes it's appreciated and sometimes it comes off as I'm smothering, hovering, and whatnot, and that's not my intentions. It's because I actually care wholeheartedly how people are doing. I try to not make it about me, and it comes out that way. And with this relationship, you know, that I have with Michael, a lot of the times I can overdo this whole showing care and concern, and it's something I gotta work on with myself. But for the most part, it's all out of good intentional. It's a good thing. It's you know, my intentions aren't to lift somebody up, just to tear them down. And when you take somebody who's been through a lot of trauma as far as the heart goes, it's really hard. Like it's really hard to be it's really hard, honestly. That's like the best word I can describe. I try to be understanding, and I'm trying to look at the whole situation from both perspectives, not just mine. And I question myself every day. I question, is this where we're supposed to be, or is this how things are supposed to be? And I just, you know, I can't seem to wonder if, you know, how much of me is playing a part in the reactions, and how the person I love is being affected by it. Now, I know when you're in a relationship, you're not supposed to take all the blame. You're just supposed to own your part. Like, what did you do to contribute to the situation at hand? And like I was saying, yeah, you know, I can overdo it sometimes as far as care and concern. And I think a lot of that has to do with my insecurity of, you know, my personal trauma from my past relationships that did not work out. So when I was balanced and I was solid, and, you know, me and Michael decided to embark on this journey, I was good. And then little things started happening to get me to question, like, okay, what's going on here? You know, what's happening? And so a lot of times we sit here and we'll ask that question. We'll ask, well, why is this happening to us? And I've learned, you know, some things are a hard pill to swallow. And one of those pills is acceptance of the fact that we allow things to occur in our lives by not changing, by not choosing to make a different choice, because we feel that in that moment is what we're needing and what we're wanting. And, you know, I love Michael very, very much. I really do. And I had this, you know, I set up this expectation when we started dating that I would not be this horrible person to him, as far as, you know, being faithful and honest and dedicated, and just, you know, being there for him. And I truly believe that I think it's a little intense for him, and it gets me to the point where I'm becoming insecure that, you know, that he's not happy constantly. And so it affects, you know, it affects us as a couple. It affects how we are, how we interact with one another. And so when he's happy and content, I'm sitting there in my head like, okay, well, I have all this stuff that we need to talk about that you don't want to talk about. And then he has all this stuff like, I don't want to deal with this because this is just not something I want to constantly hear about. So, I mean, that there is a communication glitch between us, and I just want him to be happy. So 9 times out of 10, I settle for not having any of our issues resolved, really. And I settle for that because I want to make him happy. And so as of late, since our friend passed away, it's just like there's just been this distance between us, and there's been this whole push and shove, and it's coming out, you know, that I'm the reason. I'm not pushing, I'm not shoving. I'm wanting to be close, I'm wanting to be there and to be supported, and it's not really happening or panning out like I assumed it would. Instead, I am sitting here wondering how to save my relationship and how to make things better. And I just don't know, like, how to do that without, you know, what I already know. And it makes everything harder. And last night, I didn't even know my boyfriend subscribed to my channel until he commented on that rough draft of a song that I just came up with spur of the moment. I honestly don't know what I've been talking about for like the last 12 plus minutes or whatever, but I think the point I'm trying to make is every relationship has its problems. Every relationship, we got to pick and choose our battles. And with every relationship, you know, there's going to come a lot of challenges. There's going to come a lot of birds that want to stick around and see all this friction happen. And there's going to be a lot of unexpected, uncontrolled situations that are going to occur. And I'm trying so hard to make, you know, to understand where I'm supposed to fit and where I'm supposed to be. And how things are supposed to go. And there are moments I get sad, and there are moments where my heart breaks because I feel like I'm all alone. And that I have nobody really. But I know that's not true. I'm pretty sure there's a few people out there in this world that actually care. The ones that know me. And understand exactly my story and what I'm going through right now. So, you know, life is full of surprises and many challenges, and I hope that wherever you're at right now, that your life is wonderful and things are great, and that you have that one that's understanding and one that sticks beside you, person or people. They stick beside you through thick and thin, and that you are loved. So y'all have a awesome day, and I don't know, I haven't decided if I want to keep this as a regular thing, but so far it's helping me process, and I feel better getting it out, even though I don't have feedback. So y'all have an awesome sauce day. Peace.